Hi everyone, and welcome to this video where we'll cover pivot tables. A pivot table is a tool that allows you to quickly summarize and analyze large amounts of data by easily sorting, filtering, and grouping data. Let's say you have a list of sales data like we do here: products, quantities sold, total revenue. A pivot table can help you summarize this data to answer key questions like which product sold the most, or what's the total revenue by region, in just a couple of steps. Let's start by creating our first pivot table. First, make sure your data is organized in rows and columns with headers like this. Select the entire range of data that you want to analyze. Next, go into the Insert tab, select Pivot Table, and select from Table Range. We'll keep it simple and we'll place it in the existing worksheet in the cell below, and then we can click OK. Now on the right, you'll see the Pivot Table field list. This is where you choose what data you want to include. For example, if we want to see total sales and costs by product, we'll drag products to the rows section, and we'll drag sales amounts and cost into values. Now we have a basic pivot table, but there's much more you can do to customize it. If we want to sort the sales from largest to smallest, we can click the arrow under row labels, select more sort options, select descending, and then select sum of sales amounts. You can also, for example, filter your data using a slicer, which makes your pivot table more dynamic. To add a slicer, go to the Pivot Table Analyze tab and click Insert Slicer. I'll add one for region. We can click OK. And as you can see, we can now observe the sales data for each region separately like this. Another great feature is calculated fields, which allows you to create new metrics within the pivot table. For example, if you want to calculate profit margins, you can add a calculated field. To do this, go to the Pivot Table Analyze tab, then click on Fields, Items, and Sets, and choose Calculated Field. In the Insert Calculated Field dialog box, you'll see Name, which is where you name your new calculated field, in our case, profit margin, and Formula, which is where you enter the formula for the new field. In the Formula field, we will write the following formula for profit margin. We can then click Add, and finally click OK. Now your profit margin field is added to the pivot table. However, by default, it will appear as a decimal number. To display it as a percentage, right-click on any number in the profit margin column, select Number Format, and then choose Percentage, and we can select 0 decimal places here, and click OK. And there you have it. That's really the basics of pivot tables, how to create one, sort and filter your data, and some extra tips to make them even more powerful. Please give this video a thumbs up if you found it useful, and subscribe to the Excel Hub for future Excel tutorials, techniques, and examples.